horse. We're not seeing much difference in the lengthening. She created a very little bit more energy and a little more stretch to the bit, but that still was really not quite sufficient. So I'll give that a 4.5. And the circle was okay. She was almost on 3 tracks on the center line. And the under neck is braced, so I'll give that a 5.5 on the turn, and the leg heel to 6. Must be more straight. And then I think she forgot her test. She's welcome to have a reader, but she was supposed to be doing the lengthening in the trot there, so that has to be, it's not just a break, she had more than one break, so it has to be below 4. I'll give that a 3. And then we have our half circle, and straightness is a separate box. And I would put needs stretched a bit, 6. And then for the leg yield, I would write the word same, but fairly parallel, 6.5. Transition not clean. It was a bit progressive, kind of jog-trotty, so I put a 6 there. Now M to V is supposed to be free walk here. We'd like to see him stretch sooner and more. And also he's very tight in his back, very short strides with the hind leg. So I would say needs more stretch, swing, and longer steps. But she did let go of the reins, so I would still give a 5.5. And here he's above the bit. So I'm afraid that needs to be a 4. Put transitions not clean, above bit throughout would be my comment. So our circle was the right size. It showed some bend, but still needs more correct contact. So a 6, and put under neck braced, circle okay. And for the lengthening, I'd just say needs more difference, 5. And that was to be F. It was not quite accurate. For number 14, we put inaccurate and resistant. And then for the depart, above bit, 4.5. And the circle, put nearly 20 meters above bit, 4. Lengthening needs more difference and better contact. And for the developed working canter, we just put resistance, and M working trot, put very late and resistant. The stretch circle, she got back on track a little bit there. That can be a 6, needs more stretch, more release in back. And then center line and halt. Walk steps, 6. Okay, all right. So, thank you for this. We know you did most of your mistakes on purpose. That was good, because this is what we see in the dressage ring a lot. When we judge, the horse and rider are just not on the same page right now, and so that creates a bit of chaos in terms of getting the job done. So, do you have any questions, first of all, from our rider, or comments or things you'd like to say to us?
It's frustrating to come and he's so excited when he leaves home.
Yeah.
He's not
Right. You wrote that, I think you wrote that in your bio, didn't you, that he's not good away from home. Okay, this is why I created the timeline document, you see? Now this horse has plenty of talent, as does the rider, but he falls apart when he's away from home. So, this turns out to be, if she wants to take him to horse shows, forget moving up the levels, really work on turning him into something as steady and reliable as a police horse. You know, some of that you can even start at home with desensitization type of training. You know, you can put really weird things in your arena, or you can lead him over a tarp, or you can do all those things. I mean, there's tons of stuff on the internet and books available, and even in clinics for desensitizing your horse that would really help this nice horse. Because I mean, he's certainly very capable, and you look like a very capable rider, but you're not going to earn the scores you deserve until he gets over this hump. And so that has to become a separate mission. That's why I mention it in the timeline, you see. Okay? And so sometimes it also entails taking your horse back a step. I had a student who bought a very lovely third level horse that also had a lot of the fourth level work in place, but was a complete nutcase in certain circumstances, including with another horse in the arena. Oh yay, that really works in a warm-up ring. And so I said, fine, this season you're going to show him training level, first level if you're lucky, and you're going to spend the whole, and why is that? Because we don't want the horse seeing the horse show as a place where he has to max out his efforts in terms of the training. We want to just focus on getting the horse calmed down and working for us in the environment that terrifies him. And I remember the first lesson where she hauled into my barn. I took my little pony and I walked him up to the horse. The horse was on the center line, halted at X. I just brought my pony over and almost walked the pony on a lead shank up to him. I thought he was going to lose it and just leave. He was that afraid of other horses. He'd been raised as an orphan. Anyway, so we started there. And she ended the season with all these opportunities, manufactured opportunities to get closer and closer to operating. She made it to the national finals and ended up with a reserve championship at nationals after winning everything at regionals. So it can be done, but you have to focus on what the problem is. And so therefore, dealing with the problem is the first mission. And the dressage then comes along for the ride. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. And as he develops that reliability, you'll see a different horse. Okay? I'd also like to see, as he develops, that the muscles on his neck change dramatically. Right now he has a big dip in front of the withers and a heavy underneck just standing still. So that tells me he spends a lot of time in that posture and needs some adjusting to make that more correct. Because from nature his neck looks to be okay, maybe not the best, but it's not a disaster either. And so we need to work that through as well. But otherwise, you know, a lot of nice things going on that can be built on as he gains confidence. Any questions from anybody? Yes. Okay, this is not related to you. This has to do with the test writing. How do you decide which things get coefficients? Well, first of all, we thought the last round of tests had way too many. So it was it kind of varies by the level and by the test, but sometimes it's the more important movements, but not usually the first time they are introduced. We've almost always have a ×2 for the free walk or the extended walk because we don't want you to be walking forever, and yet the walk is equal in importance to the trot and the canter, and therefore, scoring-wise, we wanted to give it a little more weight, a little more meat. So those walk scores are ×2. What else do we have in this test?